Welcome, adventurers. Do you neither forgive nor forget? If someone crosses your path, do you devote every fiber of your being into hunting them down with skill and precision? If so, then you might be a ranger. Today on Rebel Then King, we are discussing the Ranger. I understand this has been a class that's somewhat been hit and miss in different iterations of Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons, and in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, I think it's pretty okay. A Ranger can use either strength or dexterity as its key ability. It has access to simple and martial weapons, and is proficient in light and medium armor with 10 hit points per level. It is trained into a number of skills equal to 4, plus its intelligence modifier, plus nature, and survival. It has 3 subclasses, which are called Hunter's Edge. You have Flurry, Outwit, and Precision. So you can see it is a pretty robust martial build with a lot of skill training. It is a very, very brainy martial. When talking about the Ranger, we have to talk about Hunt Prey. It's their key mechanic. For one action, you designate a target, your hunted prey. This can be done outside of combat too, so don't forget about it. Once this is done, a couple of different things happen. First, you will gain a +2 bonus to seek and track that prey. Don't forget about this. This can really help out in exploration. It helps you literally find what it is you're supposed to be doing and can help you move the encounters in your campaign along. And then in combat, Hunt Prey, well, this will give you access to your Hunter's Edge subclass special abilities. Let's take a look at those. On your hunted prey, and only on your hunted prey, you can use special abilities granted to you by your subclass. Flurry will drastically reduce the multiple attack penalty to make multiple attacks against your hunted prey. Outwit will give you a +2 bonus to deception, intimidation, stealth, or skill checks to use recall knowledge against that prey. And then Precision will grant you an extra D8 of precision damage on the first strike of each round against that prey. So between Hunter's Edge and actually about half of the Ranger feats, which also require to be used against your hunted prey, you can see you really need to hunt prey as a Ranger. Otherwise, you really don't have that many bonuses compared to pretty much any other character, so you've got to do this in order to be effective. This does mean that if you are in a combat situation against lots of lower level enemies and you continually have to redesignate them as your prey or not use Hunt Prey at all, you might not really get a chance to shine. Now, Ranger feats are also pretty important to a Ranger build. They're not quite like a monk or a fighter where there's really no subclasses and it's all about feats, but the Ranger subclass isn't as big and robust and doesn't provide quite as many mechanics as a lot of other subclasses do. So there are lots of cool feats to choose from to help build out your character. Some of them are martial, and some of them actually use a little bit of magic. Some of them can be used pretty much all the time, and some of them only work against your hunted prey. Some of the martial feats include Crossbow Ace. This just adds damage to a crossbow strike. Nice. There's also Twin Takedown, which is 2 strikes for 1 action, and this only works against your hunted prey. Some of the magical abilities include Heal Companion. This allows you to use magical healing on an animal companion. There's also Gravity Weapon, which you cast, and it's kind of a mini magic weapon. And this one is actually really nice because it can be used on, well, it's used on your weapon, so it's not used against hunted prey. And I like having this as a backup option for a Ranger for when you are fighting multiple enemies and you don't want to take the time to designate your hunted prey on them. And again, back to hunted prey, remember it can be used outside of combat. Those tracking bonuses can be really, really big. And remember, you also have a ton of skills. Remember, that was your intelligence +4 plus nature plus survival. That is a lot for a martial. This means that a ranger is a really good choice for smaller parties because you can make sure to cover a lot of the skills in the system. They're obviously going to be a little bit better in outdoorsy campaigns where you can get the most use out of nature and survival, but they tend to fit in pretty much almost anywhere. Well, there we have it. It's a really good class that has a surprising amount of exploration abilities and some pretty decent combat bonuses. They do struggle a little bit against hordes of multiple enemies, but against encounters with just 1 or 2 enemies, they really, really do shine. Because they are just a bit hit and miss, I think I can only give them 7 out of 10 Goblin Chieftains with a crossbow bolt right to the face. I do find it interesting that between your Hunter's Edge and your feat selection, you can kind of unlock some really cool stacking combinations. So my question to you out there is, what combinations of Ranger feats and Hunter's Edge have you seen to be really, really effective? Let me know in the comments. Until then, the next time a little punk goblin crosses your path, remember to declare them as your hunted prey before combat starts. That way, as soon as you roll initiative, boom, crossbow bolt to the face. Done.